Lovely line of moorings near Stockton Heath. Some lovely horses in the field behind. Oh, some not so lovely bushes. Uh-oh. 30 seconds in, we're having a bush encounter. Right, I steered clear. Let's see if the window's made it through. Yeah. So, anyway, I was going to say, day 2 of the Bridgewater Expedition 2023. Day 2, I did stay an extra day because I had a slightly upset stomach yesterday, and also it was really windy. It was even worse than the day before. So it's actually day 3 of the Bridgewater Expedition, strictly speaking. Morning. Sorry. It is, isn't it? Yeah. Is it going to stay like this, or? I'll do for me. It's a friendly fisher person. So day 1 of the Bridgewater Expedition was 20th through the numerous tunnels, long tunnels as well. But that was fun, and the generally, like it was okay, you know. I'm not saying it ironically or anything. It was fun. So it's a place called Stockton Heath. It's the outskirts of Stockton Heath, which is just south of Warrington. Coffee situation is stable. We have freshly made brews, some little kind of fly hanging about there. That's why I'm not paying attention to camera. Got to watch these little swines. It's a micro sort of fly, you know what I mean? So I'm fairly optimistic it's not a dangerous one. But of course then you've got the Highland Midge, haven't you? With whom I have had several regrettable encounters. But to the point, you know, I can see diesel in this canal. Like it's ahead of me, so it's not coming from me. But there is like a film of diesel. And here, kind of a well-to-do suburb, which I popped in yesterday actually. I discovered on Google, at the last minute might I add, that there was an M&S, Marks and Spencer's food hall. And you know, I generally don't miss an opportunity to make a visit to those places. It was like it was just a mile. It was surprisingly close. I thought it would be more. You look at that. Anyway, idle chit chat. You know, the main sort of point of business was I managed to get to M&S Food Hall and procure some better quality rations because, you know, we're in risk of a mutiny really. The Waitrose stuff has sort of almost run out and we're almost down to sort of co-op level, and you know, it's bad for morale. So this is all quite sedate, 1200 RPM, but I'm on a bit of a mission today, and that is to meet up with my canal boating buddy Richard, who I met last year up on in Chester Basin. And I was going to say I met him because the first thing I heard was his voice outside the boat going, "Hey, what's up there then?" or some similar, you know, thing. And he doesn't really talk like that. But joking aside, as pedestrians, joking aside, he's a really nice fella, genuinely. And here we're into Stockton Heath proper. I think this is a pretty well-to-do suburb. You can tell by the accents on the children. You know, the school children who walk past in the afternoons, or, you know, walk along or just the youths in general, as well as the people. But you can hear the conversations, and it's all kind of, yes, you know, I told Roger in no uncertain terms exactly what I thought of the marketing plan. And you know, well, it's not that, but you know, it's they're well-to-do. And actually, I'm not being very nice. They're perfectly nice people, to be fair. You know, I'm making them out to be old Colonel Blimp or something. The ones that walked past and said hello were great, so no problem there. Boaters must all say hello here, because I've noticed the pedestrians are sort of primed for a greeting. In some places that doesn't really happen. I didn't realise it until when I was on the River Nene when I first got the boat, and like everyone on foot who walked past was waving and getting the kids, oh look, you know, wave at the boat. I just didn't realise I was like a tourist attraction. There's a boat up ahead manoeuvring, so let's slow down and see what he's doing. But I think there's a line of moored boats and he's obviously doing the polite thing. I hope I'm not getting some kind of a cough here. It could even be the same one lingering, you know. I think the flu went berserk, and there were several strains of it this winter just gone. I think there was a number of flus and they just ripped through the population. But look, see, this is a beautiful little place here. Stockton Heath, this is absolutely lovely. There's Thorn Marine, by the way. Now, Thorn Marine will sell some essentials. Morning, guys. There's a day boat just coming out, so they might be up my chuff. Once they're let loose, they could take off at like 8 miles an hour or something crazy. Morning. See some very friendly locals. Most of the ones go past. It's not just a mooring. It's a pleasant smile as well. You know. You know, Stockton Heath, it's do for me. You know, gotta say. Morning. Blokes, maybe not so much. It's the ladies, isn't it, obviously, do you know what I mean? And you can understand why, they're only human. Like, there's loads of boats moored here. I don't know what the deal is, whether they're like semi-resident, full-time. I don't think they're visiting, because I don't think many boats do visit. There's it's a marina, isn't it? It's a small marina with they'll be paid moorings. But it's a very pleasant little place, and you know, you're not going to get loads of scallywags and problems. One of the few wide beams I've seen so far here. Yeah. Those wide beams they look brilliant to live on. Got to say, right, there's another one, but they're so spacious. They're like little apartments. They are so spacious. It's the one thing, you know, people said to me, like, what are the things you don't like? I should do a little video on that, because my top 10 things won't be on anyone else's list. Everyone else will be like, oh, I don't know, you know, but mine will be like horseflies, you know, maybe my top 5 hates of living on a narrowboat. Oh, I'm getting followed by the day boats. Okay, well, now I'm going to put my foot down. If they get any closer, I will make way for them. I've got a bit of a plan to stop at Lim. Some 48-hour moorings there. But I think I might also stop here. What's going on with this cough? This better not be something else. I will really not be a happy bunny if I've got yet another bloody cough. Right, I didn't think this was going to be a thing, but I'm going to need a sun hat, because the sun, there's no clouds in that sky, sun's going nowhere, obviously. It tends not to, and well, and neither am I, because I'm stuck here. So, morning, folks. It's becoming a tradition to give a hair update. Certainly, if things aren't 100% normal. I was forced to apply water this morning. It just wouldn't behave itself at all. yeah, it was all double waves, bends, curves, bits sticking out all over the place. And of course we're going through a civilised place here, so I thought I have to take executive action and plaster it with water, which, you know, I didn't want to do because, you know, I want my hair to be on board. You know, we're a team, aren't we? So this is absolutely lovely. Look at this. It's like semi-urban. Now that's a fairly big urban area there. I don't know. I need to look on a map. I sort of, I mean, I do. I always do. You know, I'm a map nerd, to be honest. Always have been. Right. The hat is just inside the door, and I feel as if at some point I'm going to have to make the move. Do you know that? I can feel that sun on my side. That's hot. Uh-oh, there's a bloke on the left. I didn't realise, right? This is the sneaky. He's disappeared, thank Christ for that. Sorry, I don't want to blaspheme, but where did he come from? I didn't know there was a path on that side. I'm doing the whole tourist guide thing about the sun and the weather. Well, tourist, whatever it was, meteorological. Not realising there's a bloke 5 yards on my right hand side. I mean, even though he must have known what I was doing, it still feels a bit weird. Anyway, so yeah, it's an odd it's just an odd sensation to have such a hot sun, and it's God, is it 9 o'clock? It's early. Oh, hello. Got loads of kids getting set up. Gangs of kids getting set up for the Saturday morning footy on the playing fields over there. The day boat is now out of sight behind me, and there's all the mums and dads. In fact, that game's underway. There's one game underway. Do you know, there's something about a game of football when you've got like full-on, you know, kits, footy kits. You can't help watching it to see how they're getting on. I'm like, go on, son. Stick a tackle in on him. They're about 5 years old. It's a consequence of age. You know, there are many indignities visited upon ladies and gentlemen of my age and older. You know, you can tell I hit 60 a few weeks ago, and it's affecting me, you know. But there are many sort of infirmities and indignities that are visited upon us, and I think, you know, you're sort of grateful just to recover at all. If it takes a little bit longer than a 10-year-old, so be it, you know. I'm more than happy just to actually recover from an injury. But of course, potential bladder infirmities. I'm not helping myself. I should point out here, I did have a glass. I always have a glass of water first thing in the morning. I've already had one coffee as well, and then another half a glass of water, and now this. So, you know, there is that. That's absolutely brilliant. There's a little girl in goal now. You can't see through the bushes. They're all there. There's more kids. Where have all the kids come from? Kids everywhere. Someone's just scored. Sorry. Some little lad just ran up. I don't know what the defenders were doing. The keeper was nowhere. Well, the keeper was there, he just sort of stood there. He didn't seem to make any movement at all. I'm not sure that the keeper has been briefed on the basic principle of his job there. And it's great to see, getting them out and about, fresh air, exercise, you know. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with kids who sort of play on computers, because I sort of did the equivalent. I used to play war games. I like to joke that I'm a military man, you know, ex-military, because I played war games when I was 14. I was going to say it never did me any harm, but I'll tell you what though, if it stays like this, I'm going to have to do a shirt change to the summer shirt, because at the moment the weather forecast didn't look like this. It looked like cloud all day. I swear they are the biggest liars in the world. The Met Office, they're just laughing their heads off. Anyway, the good news is for the viewer is that it means my new hat, my new sun hat, will almost certainly be making a debut, its debut today. These may be Liverpool moorings on this side. Look, there's a line of them. One gone down there. It's true what they say. You know, they say, oh, it makes you feel, it does make you feel slightly sad. Because you do put yourself psychologically in that position. A quick map check before we get to the rural bit. There's about another mile, and I do need to check, because I need to know when the next comfort break's coming. Problem with these canals, right, for a solo boater, and it's like rivers as well, it makes comfort breaks a little bit. I don't want every vlog to be like about comfort breaks from start to finish. Sun's gone behind a cloud and instantly I'm cooler. But I don't want every vlog to just be about comfort breaks, okay? I don't want to, that's not happening. But it's an issue here, so it is a thing here, because on this canal there is no Armco that I can see, and it's all just a massive palaver. So what are you going to do? You know, not drink? And the thing is, it's miles between. It's something like, I just had a look at the map, and I think Lim is about 3 miles away, so that's about an hour. And after that, I think it's about another 5 miles to where I want to stop. So these are hours, you know, segments, which if you like a brew and water and what have you, you know, is disastrous, really. But you know, I can't stop drinking the coffee I'm booked. And by the way, it's a little bit too sweet, if I'm being hypercritical, but it's still a solid 6.5, pushing a 7. So we've got an oncoming boat, but no drama, wide canal. Morning. Yeah, not too bad, and a nice day for it as well. Yeah, very welcome. I can't really do Midlands. Alright, duck. I used to try and do the Midlands, but unfortunately I worked with people from the Midlands, so they just shot me down in flames every time I tried it. Like, oh yeah, yeah, no, that's great, that really works well, you've nailed it there, you know. Like, they went all Simon Cowell on me and started rating my Brummie accent. But you know, that's tragic, but I will survive. Now there's a boat moored up, so I'm gonna come off the revs. Right, so you'll be pleased. Well, you may be gutted to know that the sun hat can possibly stay in. But I've got to say, yeah, it's very pleasant. It's obviously very different from your Llangollen's, but it's quite pleasant, you know. It's and to be fair, you know, the people are quite pleasant as well. Most of the passers-by. Was that old saying? It takes 22 muscles, is it, to form a frown? It's like harder to frown than it is to smile. And then someone added on another joke about it takes 7 muscles to extend your arm and slap them across the face. I would imagine it would take considerably larger number of muscles to make your escape after doing that. Right, so I'm going to try and establish where we are at. We're going to come to the end of the Stockton Heath, or whatever, Grafton Hall. It's close to Warrington, but it's to the south, across the river from Warrington, and it's much more posh. It feels like it's got a nice vibe to it, if you know what I mean. I know that's a very difficult and unreliable measure, or you know, criteria, the vibe of a place. But the locals do seem okay, and the aspect of it. Then again, I can't see that much from the canal, so you know, I could be talking twaddle. It wouldn't be the first time, would it? Right, so let's see where we're at. To Lymm, it's 2.18 miles, 2.2 miles as the crow flies. Big loop, couple of loops. So I would say maybe 2.5 to 3 miles to Lymm, and that's where I can stop. There's temporary moorings. And on that side, again, the houses are now thinning out. We've got some fields, no real streets, just the odd house. So now we're sort of just getting into the rural area now. A bit too close to the bank, but check this thing going on. A lifeboat sort of Dutch barge hybrid. You don't see many like that, but you know, look at it, it's great, isn't it? You do some window, ideally some windows, but, you know, unsinkable. I mean, it's not for everyone, but I quite like it. I've always never get under any bridges though. Like, how are you getting that under bridges? Sorry. Well, here is a really nice mooring spot. It must be possible to get pins in the bank, because obviously several boats have done so here. I don't know what, I wonder, you know, like on the CRT canals, you're allowed to stay 14 days in one place. I wonder what the rule is here. I haven't obviously got a license for this canal. I'm just visiting, so I don't know. Sun's back out. Wow. I'm gonna have to get the sun hat.